Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I'm on a self-improvement journey which starts with me losing 169 pounds. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the exercises I did to help me lose the first 60. Okay everyone, so I think I speak for most when I say it's really hard to know what exercise plan to start out with. I mean, we have so many experts that are telling us that exercise plan is the best and this exercise plan is the best. Well, they can't all be right. So in this video, I'm going to dive into what exercise plans I tried while I was losing my first 60 pounds. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I was an athlete most of my entire life, so I have tried about every exercise there is out there. And I can tell you that most mainstream exercise plans do not take into account that obese people can be trying them. Now, when you're obese, you have lack of mobility and lack of flexibility, in addition to the fact that you're carrying so much more weight. So it makes these plans so much harder than you would think with the videos that are shown online. So I'm going to bring you from a viewpoint from someone who was almost 200 pounds overweight when they started. Before my first workout plan, I suffered from a lot of body pain. As I'm sure others who were my size can relate, there's a lot of pain in your knees and in your back, and this is just from walking around. Your body's just not meant to weigh 200 extra pounds. And what's worse is that most experts report that the weight on your knees is 1.5 to 4 times your body weight. That means if you weigh 300 pounds, your knees are carrying 450 to 1,200 pounds of weight. That's insane. Most bodybuilders can't even squat that. So why should you enter into a high impact exercise with that weight? You probably shouldn't. There's a lot of risk for injury there. So in my opinion, the best exercise for someone who's morbidly obese is swimming. Swimming is actually great because you weigh less in water. What? Yes, that's right. It's Archimedes' principle of buoyancy. This principle states that your body weight will displace water, and that displacement will force your body into an upward motion, which is the opposite for gravity, which forces you down. What this means is that you essentially feel weightless in water. Yes. And that less weight is also better for your joints. Yes. So there's a lot of different exercises you can do in water. I prefer swimming laps because it's great cardio, you get your heart rate going, and you can even build muscle and endurance. But if you can't swim, don't fret. There's always water aerobics, which is a great exercise too. After swimming for a couple months, I decided to add something else into my workout. I really wanted to make sure that it was something fun because I knew that if it was boring, I'd give up. If I knew that it was too challenging, I'd probably give up too. So I was kind of looking around the gym for different classes and I saw Zumba. Zumba is actually a high-paced dance class. I've tried it in the past and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd give it another go. Well, I was in for a rude awakening because it's much different than before. I felt like it used to be just like a moderately paced, easy dance moves that you would see maybe older people doing, but this one was way different. It's super high-paced. It's to much more modern like pop and rap songs, and you're definitely going to be booty shaking and dropping it low for a good workout. But I really liked it because one, it's fun to just go and dance, and two, you get the lights turned down really low, which is great when you are overweight and you don't really want to stand out in a group of skinny people. So I really like that. But the con for me was that the class was always after work, and I am full of excuses after work. I'm always tired and I hate working out after I get off. So eventually I stopped going. Shortly after, a friend suggested a bar class. Now, bar is derived from ballet. It uses a ballet bar and it also does ballet movements to do a workout. I really love this class because one, it was during lunch, so less excuses. Two, I've always wanted to be a ballerina. And three, I had a workout buddy. So workout buddies really help with holding you accountable to make sure you're there every day, and that was really nice. And man, does this class work you out. Like, you will definitely be feeling sore and having muscles that you didn't even realize that were there. So I really liked the class, but when Christmas came around and we all went home to see our families, I totally let my exercise and diet fall to the wayside and didn't really stick with anything. After the week was over, I only gained like 1 or 2 pounds at the most. So I felt like what I was doing wasn't really impacting my my weight loss that much, and I felt like although it's a really great class for toning, like right now I need more aerobic exercise so I can lose the weight. So I decided to go into something more aerobic. So I knew at this point, no matter how much I dreaded it, I had to start running. Now, in my past, I've had so much anxiety when it comes to running, and when I played sports, I hated running. This could likely be encouraged by sports culture. Essentially, you're doing this 2 to 3 hour practice, and then you're having to run sprints after. And these sprints are timed, and if you don't make the time, the whole team has to run again. Now, me being the tallest, I often was the slowest, and I often made my team run again, and I hated that. I didn't want to have to make them run, but I had so much anxiety built up, and this is often making me run slower because sitting there worried about, am I going to make this time or not? And sometimes the coaches would even get in your face and scream at you, like, how are you being so slow? Why are you not working hard? Well, that's not going to help anything. So there was a lot of anxiety when it came to that, and that's probably why when I stopped playing sports, I stopped working out completely, because I was like, I don't want any part of it. And I ended up getting weight really quickly. But the thing is, I couldn't deny what running did for you. I mean, you could basically eat whatever you want if you're running a lot. And you have so much endurance, you have so much energy, it's really crazy. And it burns weight super fast. But I knew that I just couldn't start running. I had to build up because of how far off the trail I had gotten. So I chose to start speed walking 5 minutes a day. I know what you're thinking, that's not a lot. But at the time, it actually was a lot to me. I mean, I'm still very obese at this point, and I'm not in shape, and I really had to push myself to get to that 5 minutes. But that was my first step. I ended up making a chart which I showed all my different goals. This allowed me to plan small steps to my ultimate goal, which was to run 3 miles in less than 30 minutes. I decided that I would stay at each goal as long as I needed and progress when I felt like I could, so I wouldn't push myself too hard. But as you can see by the check marks, stop about halfway through. Basically, at the time, I started getting bored with how long my walks were and decided to just start running. I stayed between that 15 and 17 minute range for quite a while, and I just ran as long as I could, and then I would walk, and then I would run again. And my running wasn't anything spectacular at the beginning. I mean, I wasn't clocking it, but if I had to guess, it was probably less than 30 seconds. I know it's not a lot, but you have to start off slow. You have to keep building up, because if you don't, then you'll be encouraged to quit quicker. And with a long weight loss journey, you have to take your time. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, and our weight loss isn't gonna happen in one either. So anyways, I continued to build up my endurance, and I eventually started clocking my runs, and I shot for 1 minute intervals. And at the time, I was just resting as long as I need to, but my goal was to increase time that I was running and decrease the rest in between the runs. So I had gotten up to about 6 1-minute intervals with 2 to 3 minute rest times in between when a friend suggested this running app to me called Couch to 5K. Now, there's a few variations of this app, but this is the one that I picked. The premise of this app is to get you from not running at all to running a 5K or 3.107 mile distance. The app utilizes your headphones and tells you when to start running and when to walk. I love this idea because I'm always the one on the treadmill staring at the clock wondering how long I've gone. With this, the clock is invisible and you just run until you're told to stop. The app also tells you when you're at the halfway point, which is great if you're running one way and back versus a loop. Each run increases in time or decreases in rest time. It slowly builds you up till the end goal. It will also allow you to stay on the same run multiple times if you need a longer time to adjust. Finally, it keeps track of your history of runs and tracks your distance, so you can get an idea of how fast you run and if some days end up being better than others. At this point, I'm running 2 8-minute intervals with a 5-minute rest. I also think it's important to add body toning or body lifting into your exercise as well. I held off on that for a while because I really wanted to lose a good amount of weight before I started toning, but I have started yoga. I'm currently on day 12 of a 30-day challenge, which I'll share with you guys once I'm finished, so stay tuned for that. But I really love yoga because it works out your body. You're doing a lot of body weight lifting, and it also works on your mind. So it wants you to center yourself, and it's really great for mental and physical work. Okay guys, so how do I do it? How do I keep getting up every day and going and working out at the crack of dawn? How do I keep pushing towards my goals? Well, the secret to success is to build your mental state just as much as your physical state. There's a quote that I love from this motivational video, and it says that the human mind is powerful, but it can be destructive. It could be your best friend or your worst enemy. And that's what it is. Your mind wants you to be comfortable. It doesn't want you to be in pain. So it's going to constantly be telling you, you can't do it, you're too tired, you're in too much pain, you're not capable. But that's all in your mind. You can tell yourself, yes, I can do this. You can push through that pain and tell yourself, no, I'm not feeling this much pain. It's just my mind. And you're gonna have to do this day in and day out. You're gonna have to tell yourself, I'm not too tired to get out of bed today. I'm not too lazy to go work out today. I'm not too tired to finish this run interval. Like, you have to constantly fight with yourself and build up your mental skills, because the more positive you are in your mind, the easier it's going to be for you to reach all of your goals. Now, one way that I found that has really helped me out with this stuff is listening to motivational audio videos while I'm running. So it really helps because they're literally telling you these things while you're running. So you can think about it. You can be like, no, this is my mind telling me. It's not that I'm so tired. And you can push your mind right then and there and build up the mental endurance as well as the physical. Finally, it's important to get the right gear for when you work out. Now, if your shoes and your clothes don't fit properly, it could lead to injuries that will keep you from working out consistently. If you're overweight, you guaranteed your thighs are probably rubbing together. And if you don't have properly fitting bottoms, then your thighs are going to rub the entire time you're working out. This, coupled with sweat, is going to lead to an extremely painful rash. So my preference is to get properly fitted leggings that will add the protection in between your thighs to make it not so painful. Now, if you want the extra protection, I love this cream, which really gives a silky texture when you rub it on your thighs or anywhere that rubs, and it makes it so the chafing is not an issue at all, which is amazing. As far as the top goes, I myself prefer a loose fitting top when I'm running because I don't like to feel constricted, and a fitted top when I'm doing yoga because a bigger one's gonna fly up when you want it to stay down. As far as swimming goes, it's just important to note that a chlorine pool can eat your swimsuit up. So it's important to either get a swimsuit that's made for a chlorine pool or just don't wear your favorite one because it can get ruined after extended use. Now, in my opinion, the absolute most important gear that you need to make sure you get and fit properly is shoes, especially if you're doing running. Now, there's actually specialty running shops in most bigger cities that can scan your foot and look at your arches and actually get you a perfectly fitted shoe. This is so essential because improper fitted shoes for running can cause shin splints, can cause arch problems, can cause knee problems, can cause blisters. Like, it's literally endless of stuff that you can get if you're not wearing the right shoes for running. So I personally like Brooks. I also have gotten them from running shops and I've never had issues with them. These are the ones that I have now, and they're great. I mean, it's really essential to splurge in this area more than any other area because your feet are literally the core of everything when it comes to working out. Other extras that are nice to have are headphones. I use these when I'm running. I like them because they have great noise cancellation and great speakers, so you have a really great sound while you're going. I also use these when I swim, and it's crazy because you can actually take them underwater. So it's really nice if you're doing long times of laps to be able to have that music in the pool is amazing. The final thing I would say is socks. It's really important to have good socks. If you get socks that go above your shoes, you can really avoid blisters or rawness around your Achilles from rubbing. And if you get ones without cotton, they're better for moisture wicking and can keep your feet feeling cool and dry. Alright guys, that's all I have today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next Monday for my next video. Leave me down a comment in the comment section about what your favorite exercise is or what your favorite tunes are to listen to when you exercise. See you guys next time. Bye!